Lizette.
I'm Shar.
I'm Lucine.
I'm Robin.
I am one voice.
In the early 90s when I was in college, I remember there was a little bit of separation, I think, between the men and the women initially, but during the 4 years that I was there, I think a lot of us came together. I mean, I think there was a lot of support that was then lended during that process, and I think that really solidified our little Olaf Lesbian and Gay Alliance together as men and women for the first time.
Well, men and women did connect in the 80s. You didn't feel a need to. We knew we couldn't because they seemed to be like this different type of culture, and in some ways, they very much were. And plus, lesbianism had its very connection to feminism, and I think that some men saw that as sort of, well, they are anti-man, but in a lot of ways it was just so new to think about bringing the communities together.
Yeah.
We didn't know how, or,
And it was an opportunity for women to really be strong in and among themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So I think a lot of us got labeled as separatists, and we weren't.
Yeah.
Which is why the mixed chorus made sense.
Right.
I am Dennis, and I am One Voice. And one thing that really struck me this month is us working on the Vote No campaign in Minnesota to not have discrimination written into our Constitution in Minnesota. It really reminded me of the contrast between the support we have now and the support we had back then when the AIDS crisis was just blooming. I was in the early 80s when the AIDS crisis hit, and we had very, very little support from the outside community. In fact, we were blamed for it as gay men, for starting the epidemic and keeping it going. In the beginning, I remember feeling sort of like we were in this alone, and then slowly over time, women and lesbians in the community started to work with us in supporting us with services for people with AIDS. And I think it was a huge breakthrough in gay men working with women.
For those of us coming of age in the late 70s and early 80s, nothing prepared us for what was about to happen. They don't teach you in college to look at your new and beloved community of gay friends, the first people to help you lay aside your secrets and to embrace you like a second family, and pick the 5 young men who will be dead before your first reunion. The etiquette books are strangely silent on what to say to that guy that you had a little fling with about 6 months ago, now that you're running into him, and he's lost 30 pounds and has a lesion below his ear. And what could you say? It was a time of shock, devastating losses, and a numbing fear that all of the fun people, all of the people who bring you joy, are leaving the party when you just got there, with nobody left to dance with but yourself.